Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for spending this afternoon with me or morning, depending on where you're at. How is your 4th of July? What did you guys do? Are you all ready for today's session? If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I am a certified career coach that's spent 20 years of experience as a recruiting leader. Yes, I am what you all call headhunter, executive recruiter. I also taught SDE or engineering interview training as well as non-tech at Amazon for 6+ years. I'm here twice a week, every single week live streaming because there's nowhere else I want to be than to be here coaching you. So if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. YouTube no longer sent notification to remind you. I know this is very, very sad. So what I would suggest is if you guys are interested, make sure you download my star template, because when you download my star template, you can go to my main YouTube page and just click download. I will send you a notification the night before I live stream so that you will know when I will go live. Okay. In this channel, we are very Amazon heavy. Yeah, you will feel that. If you're new, you will definitely feel that. I am not an Amazon coach. I am just a career coach. I'm just a girl who loves to coach, and I help you identify what is it that you want to do. What are your core strengths? What are you good at? If you don't know what you're good at, you will be by the end of our session. I mean, okay, maybe it takes more than multiple sections because I'm not seeing you face to face or on virtual, which is why my VIP cohort is a group coaching cohort with 15 people max every single month, unless someone land a job offer, which they typically do. Every month I'll take on 5 additional, I call members rather than client, because client sounds kind of cheesy to me. So if you're interested in that, that is a link, and you feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn should you have any questions. Let's get this party going and see who is here. Anna, I saw you like the music. I'm trying to look for other music. I have always been into more the upbeat and live streaming. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and I'm still very nervous. It's a secret. Every time I live stream, and I don't know why. I guess because I'm still staring literally at my camera lens. That's probably why. I don't script. I don't use a teleprompter as well. So a lot of the boo-boo that you see on here is as authentic as this will get. Okay. Ada, hello, Ada. How are you? Henrietta, new member. Yay, new member. If you are new to my channel, make sure you tell us where you are from. Let me turn up the volume on my yay button here, because I like to show you all off with job offer announcement. That usually happens quite a lot. And if you're new, let me know where you're watching from. And when you have questions for me, make sure you put the giant Q in front of your questions so my eyes are going right there and I don't miss anything. Please, please do not repeat your questions and be patient with me. I will get through every single one of you before the day is over. Yeah, that's why my kid's in daycare. I'm all yours this afternoon, okay? AB Singh, how are you, AB? I'm interviewing for PM capacity planning team. Ooh, wow, this is really big here. I know I'm messing around with my font. Can you guys tell? Hiring manager said I will have a SQL round during the loop. What are the best resources to prep for that? If you're looking for technical prepped, I can't help you with that because I'm not a technical expert, but I guarantee you every single question is on Glassdoor. Every single one of them, especially when you say program management, capacity planning. What are they using SQL for? Are you building the database for them? What are you building for them? The biggest hint I can give you, look at the job description. If you look at the job description, Amazon's JD, we call them JD, job description, it's very clear. Every single thing on there you will do, and probably 100% more. Okay? So don't be stressed out just over SQL. Read the job description very carefully, and your recruiter, right? If you make it through, the recruiter will be prepping you for the final loop and tell you exactly what to prep. The recruiter also have a, what do they call it back then? A recruiter prepped email to tell you what technical area you should be focusing on. And let's be honest here, guys, everything is free on YouTube. Yeah? Are you with me or are you with me? Every single thing is on YouTube. I bet you anything. If you go to YouTube and put um, SQL programming or SQL building, what are you building? Are you building tools? Are you building software? What are you building? There's example to help you refresh some of your memories, okay? I do not recommend taking any SQL classes or anything like that because it's kind of late for you at the moment. Amazon is one of those environments. If you missed my Why Amazon video, it is a place where you can't just take a course and ace it. That's why I don't partner with anyone to teach tech interviewed a technical question, because if you don't have it, you're not going to make it at an Amazon environment. That's why I focus a lot of my coaching around behavioral based questions and competencies type of questions, because those are the one you're being evaluated at. And the SQL, as you can see as a PM, that's like the only questions that you have. And I know that's all over the internet, my friend. Okay, AB? Let me know how that goes. Alrighty, let me move this up here. The 28 people who's watching right now, if you are excited, if you're just watching, it's all good. Give a girl a thumbs up in this video. That really helps with the Google Analytics into attracting a lot of the folks who are interviewing. It's not just Google, it's Amazon, it's startups, whatever they choose. I use the Amazon interviewed type of questions, behavioral questions. I'm so passionate about that. I turned that around against the STAR method. Now, in full disclosure, I did not invented the STAR method, but I did created my STAR Interview Accelerator, and the way how I taught the STAR method is very crispy to the point, which means you do not answer questions more than 30 to 45 seconds. I know a lot of you think I'm crazy right now, but over 600 people were able to land an offer at Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, PayPal, Oracle even. I can go on and on and on just the last year alone by doing exactly what I told them to. Okay, so all the resources, I guarantee you, the question you have for me is in there. I just pin a comment at the very top of the live chat. Check that out later. If you have a fail interviewed with any company at all, and specifically at Amazon, you need to look at those playlists. It's really short. It's about 8 to 10 minutes each video. It tells you how to identify where the gap is. Where did you fail? Okay. It also walks you through on next step and how to be prepared. I can tell you this right now. The number one reason that people fail their interviewed is their ability to articulate what they have done. Okay. And they don't know. It's amazing to me because I've coached so many leaders, senior level to leadership, executive level. And even when I asked them, what is your biggest business impact? Every single one of them stuttered. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say stuttered. That's kind of rude. Sorry. They're really flustered. We're talking about director level from Apple, even senior managers of engineering from Microsoft, senior leaders, bar racer, even from Amazon. When I asked them, tell me, what is the biggest innovation you have ever done that you're so damn proud about it you want to share with me today? They went on for 18 minutes, guys. 18 minutes. People are going to fall asleep in 1 minute max if you don't get to the point. Okay. That's why I created the fail Amazon or just fail job interview to talk about a lot of that. I don't want to repeat what's already in the video. So go watch that. If you haven't interviewed, you still need to watch it because I'm setting the expectation in how you should be verbally communicating by written out your STAR stories. How long? 30 to 45 seconds. Okay. Scott says, I have a panel interview and math assessment in the morning. Yep. Is that a question, Scott? Purple Sparkle. How are you, Purple? Thank you so much for reminding me to drink my coffee. You see that? This is reminding me every single day to be my own boss and do what I love. Okay. I'm going to have a lot of swag that will be coming up that will say, do what you love. But let's go back to the STAR method really quickly. I love the STAR Foundation so much. Other people call it different things. Some company call them the SAR. I don't even know what situation, action, result. I don't know. Whatever they call it PHAR, whatever they want to call it. I just know that I have to create a training material and coaching process where you are concise to the point in telling me what is your role? What are you trying to solve? What are you solving for? How did you solve it? Not this, not, the cow jump over the moon and then that's the next day. It's very vague. You need to be very, very specific with every single example. And it's amazing to me. I just mentioned briefly that even Amazon bar raiser came to me because let me tell you this, when the table have turned, a lot of us are great interviewer. A lot of us, a lot of you who's watching right now are hiring managers. Even if you are an individual contributor, you don't have people reporting to you, I guarantee you have experience interviewing your peer. Yeah? So when the table have turned, you're the one who's being interviewed. It's like, oh my God, I've done so much. And they are just so long-winded. I'm not saying it in a negative way. It's because we have done so much. We just don't know what pieces of our background is enough. Basically, enough is enough. How to stay high level with enough breadth and depth and cut it off. And how do you do it in a way that's going to attract every single employer? Because all these FAANG companies, their interview process is very similar, which is phone screen, on-site, and then the offer or hiring committee. But one thing they have in common is number one, all the interview behavioral questions are very similar. And two is the way you answer those interview questions, okay? But Amazon is the only company they want you to get as concise as humanly possible with the STAR method because they really don't have time to figure out, wait a minute, what problem are they trying to solve? They just want you to tell them the problem I'm trying to solve is. Okay. I feel like I need a moment to talk about that a little bit because there's been so many messages. Yes, last night I spent 3 hours. Look at the puff in my eyes. I went to bed at 3:30 this morning. I finally got caught up over the last 4 days of hundreds of LinkedIn messages. And you all are asking me the exact same questions. Holly, my interview is next week. I'm really anxious. I don't know what to do. Should I join your VIP coaching? And I pretty much put the breakdown. And I said, if your interview is next week, I can't help you because one, I don't want to waste your time. Two, I don't want to waste your money. Sure, there's a lot of coaches who want you to buy and take your money. You learn it on your own. But how successful does that make you? Can you be successful? Absolutely, but I don't know you. And because I'm so obsessed, I'm focusing on the results until I know and I can hear how you articulate your experiences. I don't just want to, have you be part of the community and not being able to help you because your interview is already next week. And it's going to take you about 2 weeks, a perfect story. And that's really fast in my speed, okay? I'm talking about whatever you have right now, you're going to redo all of it. And my expectation is you're going to have at least 20 plus story. 20 plus stories. Perfect. Once you have that, it's going to take you a bare minimum an additional 1 month to sound really, really good. Sound good meaning if I ask you any interview questions, along with probing questions, usually about 3 to 4 of them, you're able to be confident enough and stare at the camera lens and give me an answer. That's how how I know you're ready. So a lot of the people, when they come to me, they just seem so desperate. It's like, Holly, tell me what to do. I'll do whatever you want. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is I'm pushing clients away from me because I don't want to waste your time just by the way that you're telling me that you're not ready, you're anxious, you have 10 story, and basically it's costing you, and all of the reason that you shouldn't be having. Go check out my failed Amazon interview because I have asked, true story, every single person who's ever worked with me in my VIP coaching cohort to push the interview out at the bare minimum 1 month before I can even look at the profile. Okay. I'm one of those coach who's really focused on streamlining where you are at right now and how can I take you from A in the very beginning to the finish line. And giving me 1 week time is not going to do the work. And I'm just being very transparent here. And if I seem short in answering your, responding to your LinkedIn messages, that is why, because literally you guys are all asking the same question. And a lot of the answers are right in front of you, right here, guys. And this is free. Can we say hallelujah? This is free coaching every Tuesday. Okay? Preeti. Hey, Preeti. Good afternoon. Suve, good seeing you again. Final Loop Thursday. Wish me luck. Best of luck to you. Okay? Please do come back and let us know how it goes. Pretty. I have an interview coming up next week for a guy. I literally was just talking about next week interview. Cloud architect, any suggestion? I got 21 years of experience. What salary should I target? What level? I'm going to be very straight to the point. What salary, what level is irrelevant because I think what you should really focus on is passing the bar. Okay? Amazon is the one company that knows what they're doing when it comes to evaluating for the bar. What I mean by the bar? Because a lot of the interviewers are trained very well and adapted into it. I'm not even talking about the bar racer. I'm just talking about interviewer in general. For example, when you join Amazon within the first 30 days, you take a class that I teach at the time. It's called Making Great Hiring Decision. I will teach you all the LP. I will teach you how to write your feedback, evaluate feedback, the type of questions to ask, what the question bank is. So I will teach you all of that stuff. After that, then you spend X amount of time shadowing and reverse shadow on interview. You see where I'm going? So they invest so much time on training you physically and then throwing you in to make sure that you're fully calibrated so they know what they're doing and evaluate you for the level based on your performance. So rather than focusing on salary or, level, don't. Focus on, for example, tell me about the largest problem that you've ever solved resulting with network infrastructure or cloud infrastructure. Every single questions and answer, or I should say every answer you should be giving me should be around the cloud implementations, infrastructural, right? What have you done to solve the problem? What is your impact? If you can answer that questions right now, then you're pretty much 50% ready. Okay? It's really important. The cloud architect positions, it's one of those very hard positions to get in. I would say cloud or solution architect and also SDE 3, software engineering 3, those two are the hardest position to land at Amazon. I know that because I've trained and I have coached a lot of people. And a lot of the folks, if they don't make it as a solution or cloud architect, they will be a technical account manager because it's also highly technical and you need to know the cloud foundation background in order to have those conversations with your stakeholder. I hope that makes sense to you. And every single thing to help you prepped, go check out my Amazon Leadership Principle, questions and examples or answer. It's all there, okay? Unless you have all the answers laid out, that's how you know you're ready. And if you're not ready, what do? Somebody give a friend and tell a friend pretty what should she do if she's not ready for the interview. And Shriyant, ready? How are you? Thank you for everything that you do. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Arita. Oh, I love this photo. Check out this photo right here. Check out this photo. Can you guys see it? That's cool. It's like an alien, bald-headed alien. Awesome. From India, Aritra. Hello from India. What time is it over there for you? Fall 2020. I'm actually really looking forward, and I was hoping that you would be here today because I love all of your questions. Our friend Fall 2020 says, does FAANG Companies hire from only big company, reputed companies? Do they hire from non-tech companies? Is the hiring slower in July, August due to the summer? Excellent question. Hang on. Excellent questions. I love that question. So let me get to it. Your first question is, do they hire from only FAANG company? Hell no. No. Go check out my my Amazon interviewed process and also my Google interview process where I have interviewed Russell Richard. He is a former product leader and engineering leader for both of those FAANG companies. And we both kind of geek out together where a lot of the folks, even I've hired for all of these FAANG companies, they didn't come from FAANG company. They come from startup guys. Startups, unknown company, unbrand company. All Amazon really care about is, are you smart enough to roll up your sleeve like this, roll up your sleeve and figure things out on your own. That's it. That's really all they're looking for. Okay. There are so many people who doesn't even have tech experience. For example, healthcare. Yes, I was able to have healthcare in there. Financial services like Wells Fargo. Telco companies like T-Mobile, AT&T. Those are all my clients. Those are all my VIP clients. Management consulting company like Deloitte, IBM, right? I can go on and on. KPMG, on and on. This is what I'm talking about. They don't care if you come from a tech company. They care if you're smart, you're able to dive deep, and your communication is very clear with specific example in order for you to get a job at Amazon specifically, because communicating to the point is key there. Okay. And your other question is hiring slower. No, Amazon never slow down in their hiring. Let me repeat. Amazon never, 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 ever slow down at all. I have worked at Kindle where I thought, okay, cool. We are bringing, let's just say the fifth generation of Kindle, and we're just gonna, calm down, take a deep breath for a week or so. No, it never happened. It's around the clock. And then I moved to consumer. That's even worse. That's 24/7, 7 days a week around the clock, because people are always buying online. When they buy things online, guess what? Guess how the Amazon.com is being powered? AWS, cloud infrastructure, right? So yeah, if you're interviewing with AWS, you are busy and busy all year round. And guess what else they sell on .com? Kindle devices, Alexa devices. You see where I'm going? And then you name a product or services, it's all in the same mothership family. So this is why hiring is never going to slow down. And my friend, fall 2020, the market is freaking hot, guys. It is hot, okay? 9.3 plus million job openings right now. That's just the US, 9.3. Here's the thing. I know I mentioned this earlier on 2 weeks ago, and every single week I have new audience. I promise I'm not repeating myself. There's a lot of people who's looking for work and leaving the FAANG company. So your competition is not just those folks who's qualified and affected by the pandemic. Now you're also going to get folks who are at the FAANG company. For example, Microsoft or Google or Facebook going into Amazon. Those are your competition, okay? Remember what I just said, friends. Remember, very, very, this is important for you. Amazon doesn't care if you come from Facebook or Google and all of that. If those guys have never built things from a startup environment, from bottom, like very bottom, up and scaling it, they're not going to get a job offer. I have been recruiting for 20 freaking years in my entire career. I can tell you this. The folks who could meet the bar at the company that I've just mentioned versus from startup, most of the time they will go with the folks in the smaller company. Because why? The smaller company folks, they know how to wear multiple hats. Okay. They don't care about the free food or, the work life. Well, I'm not saying this the wrong way, like thinking about work life balance, and because they're used to a certain culture. The companies that I've just named focuses very much on employee happiness. Okay. Hence why Amazon recently have 2 additional LP, guys. Those 2 LPs are really focusing on employee happiness, building the community, leadership, is also career growth for internal employees. Now they're finally coming to their senses. Thank you, Amazon, for finally doing that. You should have done that while I'm still with the company. But yes, they're now doing it. Okay. Now they're catching up because Amazon's so busy building things, launching things, and pleasing the customers, B2B and B2C, like you and I. Okay. That's a big difference between Amazon and everybody else. Okay. Fall 2020. I know that's a little bit longer version, but you asked me 3 different questions. So I'm the type of career coach that like to dive very, very deep so you would understand what on earth I am talking about. Okay. If you are still enjoying this kind of girl, please get some coffee, get some thumbs up emoji in the live chat, please. It will really help me out. And if you were not connected already, make sure we're connected on via LinkedIn. Okay. Constant. Hey, Constant. How are you, RK? Good seeing you back. Sylvia. How are you, Sylvia? Venezuelan, but living in Spain. Oh, I miss Spain. Jose, how are you, Jose? Good seeing you back as well. I love seeing my YouTube community member here. Joel, how are you? There's not much, I shouldn't say, There's more love from those who have landed a job offer and you guys decided to come back to support my live stream. I love this. Thank you so much for being here. Violetta, long time, Violetta. Nate Patrick Oga, how are you? Appreciate the thumbs up. Do you guys know why I love the thumbs up emoji? There's two reasons. I don't know why. Google really loves the thumbs up emoji during live stream. It triggers the algorithm like crazy. Okay. Let's just say that you browse of Amazon interview, it would put my live stream right in front of your face, like instant. I don't know why. I don't know how the Google algorithm works, but they really like the emoji thumbs up. So I really appreciate that. Shriyant says, I'm interviewing for a level 6 program manager role for SFS team. What is the SFS team, Shriyat? I have interviewed 2 days. I feel confident about my story. Any tips that you recommend follow the last 2 days? Yes. The last day, the day before you're interviewed, you should stop studying and not stress yourself out. Go take a run or do yoga or meditate or something, okay? Because the number one reason, not often, but I've had a few of my customer whom I know that they have done so well in my VIP coaching, and then they didn't get a job offer, and they didn't know why. As I start peeling the layers of onion and asking them why, I found out that they had a brain freeze. When they have a brain freeze, they were repeating the same story. Please don't do that, okay? They repeat the same story and they were starting to stutter because they couldn't, they were so nervous. They just couldn't think straight. So please do not do that. I will never recommend anyone to study until the day of, the night of their interview. Please cut it off and know when to shut down so that you could calm down your nerve. If anything, the biggest thing I can tell you is to have a full night's sleep of 10 hours. If you never slept more than 7-8 hours, please sleep for 10 hours because it's mentally really draining to interview at Amazon. Even when I was a boomerang, meaning that I've left before and I came back for Alexa, it was exhausting because the type of questions they're asking, even for an ex-Amazon, they're really diving deep into making sure that you are who you say you are and you're able to deliver at that caliber. Okay? So please take that with a grain of salt. Purple Sparkle Felicity, everything is free on YouTube. Yes, everything is free. Do take advantage of it, okay? AB says, recently I saw Amazon's 2 new LPs. Should we expect questions around the new LPs coming? Yes. Woo! Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love today's questions because you guys are not asking me for a quick interview tip. I love it. Yes. AB, I'm actually in process in making questions and example template for the 2 additional LP. Stressed out of what type of questions, because at the end of the day, let's be honest, guys, a lot of the questions are very similar, okay? You heard what I just mentioned. The 2 additional LPs focusing on career growth and leadership. If you are a people manager, you know there's going to be more questions on how you build and lead your team to be successful, right? Right? And you know there's going to be questions on how you're able to build and strategize, building a roadmap to help your team be successful in their career growth, because that's one of the LP, right? So don't overthink. All the answer is right in front of you. If you are a people leader, those 2 LPs is more relevant to you. Okay. And if you are an individual contributor, the questions is already there, guys. Tell me about the time that you saw your peers struggling. What did you do to help them? Right? That might as well be one of the questions from the LP. Amazon had a interview bank of many, many questions. I don't remember how many questions, but a lot of the companies have the same thing. So don't overthink. Again, don't overthink. I have 17 of my top pick questions, and the people management type of questions is already in there. It's the Amazon Leadership Principle playlist. So make sure you don't miss that. Okay. But do pay attention in the upcoming week. I will release a video once a week on one of the LP. And this is very exciting, guys. I'm going to redo all of the LP, 14 of them, with examples, 2.0 for 2021. because mainly I'm not proud of the original Amazon LP. The time where I was in my closet, I didn't have any gear, the echoing, and then my audio was shut off. It was just so it was so amateur. And I had no clue what I was doing, where I was also distracted with the content I was trying to deliver because I was literally talking to you guys like this and my mic fall off my hand. It was really bad. And then I didn't realize that with my Canon camera, I couldn't live stream more than 10 minutes or the camera shut off. So it was horrific. The content is still there. There's a remake that's coming up for 2021. Okay. Aritra, last month an interview for Amazon front-end engineer. It was, to put it mildly, a disaster. Why do you think it's a disaster? I wasn't prepared for the behavioral round at all, and the first round started with behavioral. Most round start with behavioral, even if you're an engineer, because, for example, why Amazon? Tell me about yourself. Tell me, what is the biggest project that you have built, right? It's still behavioral questions. Yeah. And depending on what it is, they will dive deeper into your technical background, but you still need to know the behavioral questions. I would say 70%. If you are a front end engineer, I would say at least 60 to 70% of your questions are behavioral, and the 30-40% are technical. Technical meaning, what languages are you using for front end engineer? But the rest of the questions are focusing on the type of product or services or tools that you have built and how you're able to do that. Working backward, giving them very specific example. Okay. Aretha, if you are interested in learning more about my Career Accelerator, is a digital course, which is right here. That is made for those who have also failed their interview and want to take their time, because there's a template in every single thing in there for tech and non-tech. There's an STE template in there as well to help you create better story and teaching you how to narrow down on your LinkedIn and also your resume so that you can turn them into storytelling. Okay. All right. Carry on. Jamie. Practice in the mirror definitely helps. Thank you so much for that tip. Of course, Jamie. Talking about practicing in the mirror, that was my very first video. It's a 60-second elevator pitch. Guys, even a year and a half ago, way before the pandemic happened, I knew that if I were to put my very first video for you guys, it will be no more than 60 seconds, because I physically will get ultra bored. After 15 seconds, 30 is really hitting the wall when the story is long-winded, is so generic, and I had no idea what you're talking about. And I have no idea what you're trying to solve for, who you're solving for, what is even your position title, and what is your business impact. Okay. 60 seconds or 1 minute is a really long time. That's 8 to 10 sentences. That's a lot of sentences. You can complete the entire story in 6. Okay. Look at my Amazon playlist, especially every single thing that has to do with STAR method and story. I'm literally walking you through with an example and a template for every single thing. I'm so glad you mentioned practicing in front of the mirror. That's exactly what one of my biggest tips is when you first started. Before you go to Zoom, try the camera. Try your mobile phone, for instance. Okay. Oh, that's my baby. Try whatever you can before you get there, but eventually you have to practice in front of Zoom. Even though a lot of the workplace are coming back now for physical office, but practicing on Zoom really helps because it's awkward, it's uncomfortable. And once you get the job, you're going to be in a lot of Zoom meetings anyway. Yes, you're going to be having meeting internationally, especially at Amazon. Okay. And also your one-on-one, so on and so forth. I also hear that a lot of the companies are allowing their employees to work from home 2 to 3 times a week now versus 0 for tech companies. So be ready to be very comfortable in front of the camera. Ada, I have a hiring manager interview and only feel 50% ready. Well, let's talk about that. I asked a recruiter today to see if we could push the interview a week, but she's out returning tomorrow. I fear tomorrow is too late. Should I contact the hiring manager today? Yes, Ada. If you feel 50% ready, you already know how this is going to turn out. Yeah. I wouldn't push it for a week. I would push it 2 weeks, at least 2 to 3 weeks. Like I've said, I've not been able to help anyone who are not ready in my coaching cohort. The fastest anyone has ever gotten a job is 3 weeks. That is because two of those individuals had already prepped for 6 months prior to them coming to me. Okay. And they already have about 30 stories where I will review them and help them make perfect in my VIP cohort. And all they had to do is show up to work on their verbal communication in my weekly mock interview. That's why and that's how they're able to land a job at Amazon so quickly in less than a month. So if you really don't feel like you're ready, you need close to about a month to prep. That's just my feedback. You, of course, feel free to do however you like. Okay. Fan BC. Just wanted to express my gratitude to your video. I have an interview at Amazon next week, and your content is great for my prep. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Aim better. I have first phone interview tomorrow. Any inputs for level 7? That's every single thing that I literally just talk about. It's in your story and practice, my friend. Okay. Any one of you guys, I'm going to save you guys some time. Any tip for on-site interview? Any tip, phone interview, anything like that? Amazon leadership principle questions and example. Look at it and practice to death, because when you hear yourself, if you're talking more than 45 seconds, it's getting too long. And do you make sense? That's the biggest tip I can give you guys. Biggest. I am literally telling you guys exactly what to do to a T. To a T. Okay? Okay, first interview decided virtual on-site. Yep. And aim better. I also have 2 video on-site loop prep as well. Porkpa, how are you, Porkpa? My star interview accelerator is in the house. I wanted to say a heartfelt thank you for all of your coaching and the cohort you facilitated. I'm so proud and happy. You receive an offer! Hell yeah! Oops, sorry, wrong button. Yes! I'm so happy for you, Porkpa. Oh my goodness. Wow. You've been with me for 2 months. I remember when you came to my coaching cohort, you didn't even have any story. I remember you telling me that you weren't sure if your story was even good enough, and you had no interview. You went from 0 interview to 2 offers. I'm so happy for you. Okay, I just need a moment. Okay, I'm very, very excited to hear that. You see that, guys? All you have to do is just follow everything I just said. Thank you so much. It's good hearing from you. I could not have done this without you thinking, well, you studied. You study really, really hard, Porpa. I think I used to call you, what did I Mr. PT? Yes, Mr. PT. When do you start? Wait, by the way, when you have 2, which company do you plan on accepting? Which one? You can whisper to me. So do me a favor, in case I forget, Porkpa, message me on LinkedIn. I know that we have communicated on there, so I can send you a link to my private Facebook group. Okay? A lot of the folks who result in a job offer, that's one of my member, are there, and you will see a lot of familiar names in the private Facebook group. Okay? Jamie, this is amazing. I know. I'm so happy for this man. He worked his tail off. Okay. Iliki Turtles. I'm just going to call you Turtles. I created L6 Tech at Amazon. The total comp offer came in low compared to the offers I have had the work. Do I mention this politely to the recruiter? Of course you can. Amazon is not a high-paying company. I mentioned this in my salary negotiation video. If you haven't seen it, please go check that out, okay? If you compare big companies or FAANG companies, Amazon come in as probably the lowest company. Don't ask me why. I'm not Amazon. I'm just a career coach who used to work for Amazon, okay? Do mention, and the biggest thing I can tell you, Turtles, do not settle for the first offer. Okay. Delay it. Yes. Thank you. Suvik says, if you're not ready for your interview, let me make this bigger. Delay your interview. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't do it, guys. Don't take an interview when you're not ready. You don't want to be that person that is on the Amazon or in the Amazon's database showing a line of where you have failed in your interview. Okay? You do not want to be that person. 1:23 a.m. in India. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. I know. Unfortunately, I do stream early on Friday, MD. I stream at 9:30 a.m. for my pay YouTube member. Um, at 9:30, thinking about Amia mostly. I thought about having another evening stream as a third stream. I don't know. The problem is I don't know if I can do 3 stream because it's a lot of effort. I spend at least an hour to get this whole set that you're looking ready. And let's be honest, I have a 3.5-year-old and he's going to tear everything down. I don't think you guys appreciate him throwing toys and Lego in my face. That's not going to work out. And I just don't want to waste anyone's time if I can't get a conversation through. So in a perfect world, I'm a night owl. Actually, I'm up until odd hours, way past 1:30 every morning. I wish I can live stream. I've tried doing it before and the little guy just wakes up. I don't know how he knows that I've left the bedroom, but he wakes up looking for me. So maybe in the near future. Violetta, in Europe, Amazon doesn't mention the level in the job description. How do I find out? Even in the US, they don't really mention the job description is very much the same thing. Okay. You can because Amazon doesn't like to even tell you what level you're interviewing at, even interviewing for. Let me explain. You can have 6 to 10 years experience and maybe you're level 6. It's not how many years of experience you have. Some of you mentioned that, Holly, I have 20 years experience. What level am I? It's irrelevant. Out of those 20 years, how many of those years have you actually built things, scale things at an Amazon level globally with your deliverables, and what is your business impact? How many years have you actually been doing that? If you've been doing it solid for 6+ years, 6 to 8 years, that's a level 6. You see where I'm going? So there's a lot of folks who has 15 years of experience and end up being a level 5 at Amazon because they don't meet that bar. Okay. Preeti said, counter question to your reply comment. Should I join your coaching class at this stage? I've interviewed going for a couple of positions, including cloud architect and technical account manager. You see, I told you the cloud architect and the TAM role is very, very similar. Are you having interview with multiple company or just one? Well, here's the thing. If you make it through the phone, my first and biggest tip for you, is try to push your interview out. Okay? Try to, because I have told every single member in my VIP cohort to push it out. There has not been one single person that I did not mention this because I am so transparent, guys. When you come into my cohort, what you're seeing here is the same person. There's nothing that is sugarcoating in here. Okay? I want you first, push it out if you can. Most likely you can. I've seen every single person who's able to push it out. I would like for you to push your interview out 3 weeks, okay? Whether you're able to push it out or not, even if you make it through the phone screen, you will still need coaching. Your story needs to be up here. You need at least 20 plus story for the on-site loop. So yes, I do think that is a good time for you to join my VIP coaching cohort, which is right here. Because the cohort is going to teach you how to not just build your stories and articulate them verbally, but it's the community. The community genuinely really want to help one another. Aside from that, I'm also going to review your LinkedIn and your resume. That alone is going to help you land a lot of job interview with other FAANG company as well. That's true. Mr. Porkpie, remember Mr. Porkpie who was just here announcing that he has 2 job offer from Amazon and Microsoft? Guess what? When he came to me within 1 week, he went from 0 story, like resume. We had to redo everything for him. Within 1 week, he was interviewing for, he didn't interview. Microsoft reached out to him. Within his 2nd week, Amazon reached out to him. I told him to hold his horses and not take anything until he was ready. He listened until a month and a half later, and then he started the interview process. Okay, that is just the exact example and path in the group coaching cohort because Listening, I've got to be really honest with you guys. Listening to me is key to success. You cannot be one of my member and come in to go from zero and wanting to go from hero. It doesn't work. If your resume doesn't make sense to me, meaning that I have no idea what you have built and how you scale, you're going to struggle in the way you present your story. Let me know if that makes sense, okay? And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, Preeti. The office hour for VIP, the next one is tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Aim better. L7 first phone interview, senior STM. This decided if I get virtual on-site input, please. I just answered that. Aim better. You have to focus on your story. Okay? I can't tell you exactly what you need to fix or work on because I don't know what your story looks like. And if you're ready. Why don't you answer this question? Number one, the first question I have for you is, how many stories have you made? How many times have you practiced? Where do you think you're ready and better? Where do you think you're ready from a scale from 1 to 10? Purple says 4, 5 strong viewers. Link should match. Keep going. Currently 11. Mariano, hello. I miss you, my friend. Here's another one of my rocks say that he was able to put a party together with Oprah Winfrey in the same room. We need to schedule a time for virtual happy hour, Mariano. Call a girl up. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, okay? Aim better. Please do not repeat and spam by repeating over and over again, okay? Please do not do that. Constant Prize, Constant Violetta. It's been a while. If you guys have any questions, please do drop it and let me know, okay? Aloha, SJ. Look, check out the suit and tie. Check this out. Perfect profile. By the way, if you're interviewing or in your LinkedIn profile, please do not wear a suit and tie for tech. You're kind of scaring them, okay? But however, if you are in finances, biz dev or account manager, do put a tie on if you wish. But nowadays, companies are more on a relaxed dress code than anything else. If you were to physically go into a job interviewed, I would say no jacket, wear a button-up shirt and jeans. Decent shoes, of course, no sneakers. Ruhatija? Rag? I'm just going to call you Rag. Hello, Rag. And if you are going to repeat yourself 10 times, I will ignore the question. Saswiti, hello, you made it. Let me know if you have any questions, Saswiti. Saswiti, if you missed what I just said about the VIP coaching, my members just come in to announce their Amazon and Microsoft job offer. Being with me for 2 months from zero to hero with a failed Amazon interview. Okay? That's the beauty of it. You got to work really, really hard, guys. The program and the process helped. By the way, when I say VIP, it's not an online course. It is not an online course. It's coaching with me, specifically in my platform with weekly mock interviews, okay? Henrietta, why is it difficult to get recruited from Africa, especially for Amazon? That's a good question. You know what? Henrietta, I have no idea. Recruited from Africa, especially for Amazon. Well, first question is, I'm not sure if there's a office at Africa. My apologies. I've never focused in that geography before. If there's, I wouldn't say difficultiness. Maybe it has to do with visa. The first thing that comes to my mind is visa, right? Because of all the pandemic fiasco, now even the immigration office is finally coming back to its life again. I think that is why. There's been a lot of folks from all over the world, even from Vietnam, Thailand, and a lot of the third world countries that are able to relocate in the U.S. headquarters as well. I know because I am the recruiter and I've hired for a lot of those geography, which is why they do a lot of international recruiting for that as well. I think it has to do with the talent, what you bring on the table, and your background. Okay? Henrietta, I'm not sure if you are part of my YouTube paid community. If you are not, you could simply hit the join button. Because when you do that on Friday, every Friday at 9:30 a.m., this is where I would love the opportunity to review your LinkedIn profile because I wanted to learn a little bit more about your background. If you're saying difficult, I wanted to see what is the Amazon recruiter seeing. I'll be able to tell you that almost immediately. Ada, tell me your weaknesses. I truly believe is. Oh, this is funny. Okay, tell me your weaknesses. I truly believe is insisting on higher standard, but everyone says is a glitch, and to never say that in an interview. Should I look for another weakness? Think of your weakness as your strength, okay? I have had multiple video on weaknesses. Number one, take a look at my top 7 Amazon interview questions. I put that video out 2 weeks ago. You can't miss it. It says my top 7 questions, okay? The second video you should watch, it's called the weakness video. In fact, I even have a template for you to give you an example. Your weakness, think of your weakness as one of your core strength, okay? Your core strength where your peers or your leaders may see it as a weakness, okay? I don't want to spend the time to talk about this in this live stream because I feel like I'm repeating myself, but check out the weakness video and my 7 top pick Amazon questions because weakness is also in there. I believe the weakness is number 5. Okay. That's one of my top questions that a lot of people fail. Shriyan Reddy says seller fulfillment services. Yes, of course I know what that is. I just don't know what SFS is. You're getting really fancy for me. Okay. Let's go with, you know what, guys, give me a second here. Anna and Anna, if you're still on here and Purple Felicity, can you do me a favor? If you see any of the member who are spamming and repeating themselves 10 times, would you please block the message for me right inside the chat? I would greatly appreciate it. SJ says, I'm trying to get back to the workplace after 1.5 year break. How should I describe the break that I had due to missing work permit in my resume? I did some pro bono consulting while break. Hang on one second, okay? Because I'm really sorry, but you keep on spamming here and I have to hide some comment. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Here you go. I'm putting you on timeout so you could stop spamming. Alrighty. Back to you. Okay. Let me put my mind back. It's really simple. A lot of people take years off, and here's how you do it. First, on your resume or your LinkedIn profile, do not give them too much information. If you do, it could be a big turnoff, okay? Don't mention work permit or anything like that. You just have to make sure the content is good enough for them to want to jump on a call with you. If you are taking some time off and doing some pro bono consulting work, all you have to do is put, for example, the 1.5 year to current to like present year, however that is, whatever that is on your credential, just put consulting project. That's it. Be very simple, to the point, and kind of mention what kind of work that you are doing. Okay? Do not, I repeat, do not put volunteer. Do not put pro bono because, again, that might turn them off as well. Don't put work permit issue or anything like that. Don't tell them too much stuff. You just want to get on the phone with them and then tell a story, okay? If someone were to ask you, why did you do this and put a break in your career growth? Well, because I actually was waiting for my work permit. In the process of waiting for it, I have to keep myself busy. Therefore, I actually volunteer with consulting work and helping ABC. Do you see where I'm going? I know nothing about your background. I'm totally making up everything that I just say. SJ Singh. Again, I would highly recommend that you come back on the Friday section so I could take a look at your LinkedIn profile so we can have more of an intelligent conversation. So I have something to look at. Okay. I applied for a returnship TPM through a referral, but haven't heard back in a month. It says under consideration. Okay. If you have someone in there for a returnship, a referral that's already at Amazon, rather than putting you in the referral process, because that may take forever. If you guys missed that, there's 9.3 million job openings, and a lot of that is at Amazon worldwide, just in the US alone. I would ask the person who's referring you to take your resume and hand it to the recruiter or hand it to the hiring manager versus putting you in the system. Putting you in the system is great, but they need to take your resume and hand it to that hiring manager so you're going straight to the source. Okay? Yes, 10 hours of sleep. Yes, yes, yes. Ada says, Holly, do you no longer have a Patreon? No, I got rid of my Patreon because a lot of people are asking me the same questions and people don't listen, as you know. So rather than supporting my Patreon, you're more than happy to become my YouTube membership. Now that I have a membership for $9.99 a month, by clicking the word join in the video right now, and that will give you access to both of the live stream. The Friday is reviewing your LinkedIn profile and also your stories. In the community tab, it's better than Patreon because a lot of the free template and everything I put on the community tab, it's for member only. Okay. So the public view does not have access to it, but you guys do. So that's a great way. And I just don't want to be all over the place with a lot of different platforms. I just want to be on YouTube as the main platform. That's why. Okay. I mean, this is where I do a lot of the live coaching, and it makes sense. Jeannie, in prepping my 20 story, I've realized that I'm answering the same LPs in them. Do I need to answer every different LP in all the stories? No, you're good. If that's, I talk about this a lot. That's actually a very smart question, Jeannie. A lot of the LPs are very, very differently in their own way. If your story is good enough, it's going to hit 80 to 100% of the LPs. Okay. Again, it will hit most, if not all of the LP when your answers are good. If you want to, as an exercise, you can write next to it your answer, which LP it would hit. That can kind of give you an idea. Okay. You need to know the leadership principle, but I want you to focus more on answering the actual interview questions and less time answering against the LP because it's a lot of LP. There's 16 LP times 2. You see where I'm going? AB says, I've seen most of your video. Thanks for making all the good content. When you recommended 3 stories LP, it's like prepping 12, 3, 36 total story, excluding people manager. That's including people manager. If you are a people manager, that's a really good question, Sing. You have to work harder, right? Because for people manager, now that there's 2 additional LPs, to meet the qualification, you have to, if you're not a people manager, you don't have to answer people management question. So it shouldn't be 36 stories, it should be about 20. Bare minimum, you need at least 20 stories to get a job with any company, specifically at Amazon. Because if not, you will accidentally recycle or say the exact same story. And that is where it will all go wrong. Okay? The intent of the exercise of getting a lot of stories is that for you to remember every single thing that you've done. Ada asked a very smart question, which is make sure that when you are creating their stories, you don't just focus on all the leadership principle, you also focus on answering the stories because your answer is relevant to majority, if not all of the leadership principle. I repeat, your story should be relevant to almost all of the leadership principle. Okay? Wink, wink. That's a bonus tip right there. So if you can give me at the bare minimum 20 story, bare minimum, you will be in a good situation. But of course, the more story, the better. But don't try answering questions and Google it like 50 questions, 150 questions. That will be a waste of your time. Okay? There are a couple students in my VIP cohort. They don't listen. And when they show up to my mock interview, they're very shaky. Then I ask them, wait a minute, you're asking me this question. It's not in my template. Where's this question coming from? Oh, Holly, I just Googled it. I'm just trying to create story for 150 question. Why do you do that? You're wasting both of our time. You're not getting to the result faster because you're so busy trying to figure out all the different questions instead of focusing on the meat. Focus on the meat, people. Okay? Ada, thank you so much for the super chat. Actually, my child likes to thank you for the super chat. Aritra, how are you? Aritra says it was 70% behavior, although it was called peer coding round. Yep. And I didn't have the stories ready at all. And pretty soon I got nervous and start stuttering. It's okay. You know, it's not just Amazon. You have to be interview ready. I don't know how many times to tell you all this. You have to be interview ready. If you're not interview ready, just get rid of the interview. If you push it out for a month and you're still not ready, just cancel and be very honest. Tell them that you really would love to have the opportunity to work for Amazon and you feel that you need more time to prep. And guess what? They're already interested in your resume or LinkedIn profile, however credential you're showing them. They will never forget you. People, it's Amazon. There will always be a whole low shed of opportunity for you. So why are you so scared that the position is going to get filled if you're not ready? You want me to repeat that? Okay. I have to spend a moment in yelling you guys and also all of my clients because all you guys really have to do is just listen and implement. Listen and implement. You're not ready? It's cool. Now listen, do the work, and then implement, and that's how you get there. Literally, my YouTube channel has a playlist for every single thing that you could ever think of. From Amazon interview process and strategies to creating your story, from learning all of the LPs for template to help you how to create your stories. In fact, I have a video to explain to you what the STAR method is and also the 60-second elevator pitch with a template, by the way. I have a template for every single thing I talk about, okay? Every single thing, because in this channel, I want to really focus on how to get there and not be so high level where you're not getting it. Did I mention that over 600 people landed a job offer just by simply doing everything that I just mentioned? Tad Johnson says, what's it like working on HR at Amazon? That's very vague. What do you mean? Can you be more specific on your question? I need you to be more specific. When you say HR, what are we talking about? Are we talking about HR business partner, recruiting, sourcing, HR leadership? What are we talking about? If you could be more specific. Amazon in general, it doesn't matter if it's HR or not. Let's just focus on, I'm not HR, by the way, I'm in recruiting. In any position, especially in this umbrella organization, is the most hardest job I've ever had in my entire life. Is working is working for Amazon. Okay, I work for 90% of the FAANG company. There's only one FAANG company that I haven't worked for. I work for all of them. I came from a startup background. I came from staffing agency, consulting companies background. I've done it all. It is hard because Amazon really focus and extremely obsessed with with delivering to customers. Customer centricity and also bias for action is huge. Bias for action meaning roll up your sleeve, figure it out on your own. Don't rely anyone to tell you what to do. If not, you will fail. Amazon is not a good fit for just anyone. If you're someone that required a little hand holding or someone to help you get warm up and speed up, then you will definitely need to be in my VIP cohort because I'm molding you to that. And that's how I run my program, to literally teach you how to think big and exercise your brain. That's Amazon. I feel like every day when I come into work, I'm excited because every day is really different. I am never bored. In fact, Amazon is the only employer that I never get bored. Never, ever. I don't have a chance to. In fact, you're so busy that sometimes I feel like I'm seeing things because you're running so fast mentally and physically, trying to deliver for the end user, whatever product and services you're trying to build for them. That's why I love working for Amazon the time that I was there. Now, I hope that answers your question. That is why when you are interviewing for Amazon, they don't want to talk to you about leveling and all of that stuff because they don't know if you're a fit. A lot of people get really what's the word I'm trying to use without sounding rude? A lot of people get offended when they don't get an offer. They come into my YouTube channel, they start bashing me about Jeff Bezos and I'm Jeff's pet and all this BS, right? I'm sorry. There's a reason why different companies are answering different types of questions because you've seen what I just told you, right? I also created the culture video for you so you know exactly what you're getting. Your transparency, it's also very, very Amazonian. This is not me gaining a lot of how I am now from Amazon. This is just who I am. So Amazon are really good for those who, I'm an introvert, by the way. I'm not an extrovert at all. But when it comes to work, I am an extreme ADD. Hey, some people may see it as a weakness. I see it as a strength, meaning that I'm very obsessed in delivering the results and I will work damn hard to get there. I will do whatever I can to get there the right way and play nice. That's just me. Okay. So that is the culture. So when you're asking me, how is it like to work in HR or recruiting at Amazon or any company or any position at all, mentally, you have to be alert. That's all I have to tell you. There's always something to keep you busy. And the goal is to seek opportunity to be better, even if you have nothing to build. And there's always something to build. You're never going to be hired for that one position. Because at Amazon, I was a recruiting leader. I was an interview trainer for tech and non-tech. I hung out with a lot of director and senior managers, bar racer, and travel around the world where they are conducting STE, TPM, and design interviewed. I was their buddy. They while they're doing the training, I helped them with the paperwork, the administrative stuff, aligning things, and I would jump in and talk about the behavioral base while they focus on the technical interview, which is why I know how to coach a lot of you technical professionals. Okay, let's pick on someone new. Saswati, looking forward to your cohort. We're looking forward to having you. Guys, I just want to say I am very excited when I get women in tech. Let me explain. I'm a woman. I'm in tech, even though actually I got my first degree in computer science. I am CCNA certified. I thought that, and prior to being laid off 9/11, we're talking about a long time ago, I was a QA. I was a QA specialist, and I also learned how to do SAS programming for healthcare at the time. This is a really 20 plus years ago. When I say I have 20 years experience, I'm only referring to recruiting, nothing prior to that. That was non-recruiting or HR related, okay? I know how hard it is to be in the tech field, guys. Trust me. I know, which is why when I have women that reach out to me, I jumped overjoyed and I will stop everything I do to look at the message very, very carefully because I feel that women have to work so much harder to get the career growth they're looking for. Not even talking about that, to get the right offer because a lot of them are so afraid to negotiate the right salary for them. They're so grateful because they land their first FAANG company at Google, Amazon, whatever company of their choice, brand name. They don't even negotiate. And we're talking about people that I know that kick ass and they don't negotiate. That's why when I get women in tech or just women leadership alone, I get super stoked because I have been there. I know. Even when I was talking to employer, I would say most of every single one of my job. I'm laughing because the recruiter would say, this is fairly recent, by the way. The recruiter would say, Holly, there's no, we'd like to make you an offer. By the way, there's no room to negotiate. You need to accept the offer right now and this very moment. True story, guys. A FAANG company told me that you need to accept the offer right now when I have the phone with you. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. Are you kidding me? I'm like, sure. If I wanted to accept the offer because I have nothing better to do, sure, I'll do it. But I know you can pay me more. You see where I'm going? I feel like there's a type of biases when it comes to women, even if the recruiter is woman to woman, there's some type of biases where I feel like they are more aggressive in closing the deal with the compensation package because you're a woman. That's why when I have women clients, I really truly want to help them gain that confidence and self-esteem where they're not afraid. Okay? That's just getting the offer. Now that you're in the workplace, I wanted to genuinely help them get the right career growth in training you, Shaswati, in your future manager, so you're setting the right expectation. That's what we're going to work on. That is it. That's all. That's my spiel on why I'm so passionate in helping women in tech. Constant, sorry, did I miss somebody? Pretty says, do you think if I join tomorrow, then 1 month would be enough for the prep? I have contact from multiple positions. I have 25 people, Pretty, who are able to land a job offer, a multiple job offer in 1 month. The question is, how quickly can you pick up my training? You need to show up to 2 of my office hour every single week, which is Monday and Wednesday, 2 different time frame. You need to do all the work. If you're willing to work hard, then the likelihood of you getting the offer is high, but you need to keep on pumping. Okay? Um, at the bare minimum, within 1 month of spending with me, at least you know your story is ready for any company you interview with, and you know exactly what to do in prepping for your mock interview, because you would already have been in mock interview twice a week. What, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 of them. Okay? The decision is up to you, no pressure. But if I were you, I would get the training, especially when you are being evaluated for multiple position. Okay. In my coaching, I don't just focus on Amazon. I focus on the most commonly asked behavioral questions. I do have a section that are Amazon leadership principle focus as a bonus for a lot of my audience, because 99% of you guys are interviewing at Amazon. I have a system design section as well. I have technical interview channel as well. So I basically have every single thing in there for the community as a resource, aside from me living inside of my program 5 days a week for Q&A prior to the mock interview office hour. Okay? Again, decision is up to you. If I am you, I would still push that interview out. I think that's enough said. Constance says, I'm enjoying all the coaching that you are giving us. Thank you, Constance. Pretty, when you say your resume is ready, your LinkedIn profile is up to date, I have not met anyone where they don't have to make some changes on there. That's the first thing I do in the VIP cohort is to review them. But before I review them, I want to show you the right format. So all you have to do is fix your format, drop them for me to review it, and you can do that within half an hour, very, very quickly. Okay? With the application to all FAANG companies, I think I've answered all of that. Guys, I'm going to repeat myself one last time. I'm a career coach for FAANG company because my heart is in FAANG. My heart is in FAANG because I feel like they're scaling really fast. They're moving really fast. I am not an Amazon only coach. I talk about the Amazon behavioral questions because why? All the companies are using the same question. I repeat, all of the companies are using the same question. Okay? All of them. It's not a secret. All of them are using the same questions. And if you guys missed it, Porca, who spent 2 months in my cohort, landed a job offer with Amazon and Microsoft using the same training. He's 1 out of the 100 of people who landed a job offer. Okay? And my biggest pet peeve is ability to listen is key. Listening. If you guys can't handle me, you're not going to be able to handle Amazon's environment. I'm a very nice person. Okay? I at least give you the structure. I'm very structured, by the way. The structure where you're not going to get lost in my coaching, and I'm there with you to help you and guide you. Amazon's not going to do that for you. So if you're struggling with me, you will really struggle once you get into like an Amazon environment, because welcome, you're a new employee. Welcome to day one. Here's your laptop and good luck. That's Amazon. Okay? Thank you, Anna. I am aim better chill. She asked you to. Yes, please chill. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Don't do that. That's nerve. And guys, just so that you all know, there's a lot of Amazonian that's watching my live stream. They are watching because they tell me so. They're watching. There's a lot of engineering leader, recruiters, bar racers. A lot of people are watching my stream. Okay, every single week they come in here and I know their name. Sometimes their name is their children's name and I know them personally. So yes, they are watching you. How you present, I believe that how you present now is a preview of the future tomorrow. Okay. So you don't want to be anxious like that. Calm down. Let's meditate together. Zen. Alrighty. AR. Hello, Holly. Thanks for helping every aspirant. Can you please let me know how does the salary round works in Amazon? Does HR send the offer, the initial quote? That's a good question. This is my first interview. Well, usually depending on the recruiter and the mood, to be honest, some recruiter will ask you for salary expectation right off the bat. That's because Amazon is not a high paying company. They want to see if they can afford you and how much they will be fighting for you if you make it through the loop. Okay. So the biggest advice I can give you when it comes to salary, don't talk about money until you get the offer. I would simply tell the recruiter that you wanted to focus your effort and energy in acing the interview before you talk about salary. Why do you waste your time talking about salary when you don't even know if you can meet the bar? Okay, that's what I would recommend you. And go check out my salary playlist. It tells you every single thing. Life's Fonda, live your passion. I'm trying for business analyst position in Amazon, but I don't have e-commerce experience. Could you suggest some points to ace it? Well, what is your experience? Guys, when you're asking me a question, please give me more details. I'm a very specific person. Where are you coming from? Okay. You don't need to have e-commerce experience to work for Amazon. Prior to working for Amazon, I was in hardware recruiting and data center. I have no e-commerce experience. In fact, when I was doing Heartlines online retail recruiting for Amazon, I've never done it before. When I did Kindle recruiting for Kindle hardware, I had no tablet experience before. And then when I did fiber optic and self-driving car for Google, that was a new technology. I have no experience either. So it's all about what you are bringing on table, your skills, and are you able to pick up and what have you done that demonstrate that you deliver great business impact. Okay. Aditya, hello, Aditya. I was interviewing with Amazon, and although I would pass screening, the position would be filled midway. I would restart the process with another team. Is this common? This is very, very common because you pass the initial recruiter screen. The recruiter from a different team still have to talk to you. And here's why, because the recruiter have to tell the hiring manager all the wonderful thing of the conversation this person has with you. So you need to talk to the recruiter, okay? Oh, and let me move. Chin up, Adia. There's plenty more position for you, okay? Preeti, the VIP coaching is 5 days a week. I don't work on the weekend. My team and I are closed virtually on major holidays. And on weekends. Okay, I don't think there's any coaching that's 7 days a week. But as far as Q&A, drop them in there. Every now and then I do look, and the turnaround time is 1 business days. But please keep in mind that on the weekends we do the best that I can, and I encourage my team to not look in Discord on the weekend, even though I'm very customer obsessed, and it looks like they are too. I hope that answers your question. This is the thing, guys. When you guys come into me and you're rushing the process to prepare for your interview, you shouldn't be rushing. I use the training for riding a bike, like riding a half marathon or full marathon as an example previously. You don't just rush and keep on riding because you'll be sore. Your leg will be sore and you'll be broken down. So it takes practicing a few times a week to get the momentum, right? I literally pull up my bike from storage and just literally finish with a tune-up. And I wanted to train myself to do a long bike ride again. And it takes time in doing it. 1 month is a really good time frame to get to be interview ready, but I'm your coach and I will tell you within even 1 minute what exactly you need to do next. I don't take private coaching because private coaching is full for the rest of 2021. And honestly, you can gain so much more in the cohort because you're getting me twice a week and you're getting me 5 days a week. That's a lot of coaching. And every single pieces of Q&A and coaching, it's tailored towards you specifically. It's not generic. If you guys have followed me for a while on YouTube, you'll understand that I'm very structured and I like example and be very, very specific. So that's exactly what you're getting me as a coach. So please be specific in every single one of your questions. Alrighty. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Purple Sparkle, Glassdoor.com. Ada says, Holly, you look pretty when you yell at us. I know. I don't know what it is. I feel like sometimes you guys wanted to be yelled at or something. You make me repeat myself when I literally have just mentioned it. Seriously, guys, listening is key. It's really, really key to every single thing. These big companies, small companies, any companies, they're not going to take care of you like this. They're not. I've had 8 coaches, guy, 8 coaches. Should I say that again? I had like 3 YouTube coaches. I have a master coach. I have online coaches. I have marketing coaches. I have coaches who teaches me how to write articles on my LinkedIn post. I have a coach for everything. Listening is key, okay? Don't invest money in something where you're not going to get the gain and the result that you want. Because I'm really obsessed to get you the result that you want, but I need you to help me to help you. And that's why I'm yelling. And let's go, Srinath, how to share my resume with you. Srinath, if you're interested for me to review your resume, then you will have to click the join button. As mentioned before, there's link to all of my live stream, including the Friday, which is for pay YouTube member only, and the Fridays at 9:30 a.m. And when you do that, all you have to do is send me your resume the day before, which is on Thursday, to tell me that you are a member. Show up on Friday and let me know your first name so that I know you're real. That's when I will review your resume like this live, okay? I do that for the membership on Friday. Eventually, both of my live stream will be paid member only because I'm really trying too hard to keep all the spammer away. I know that there's a lot of other content creator and career coaches who watches my stream, and sometimes God knows what they do. I know that sometimes people try to promote themselves in my stream and repeat themselves. I don't want that. If they're going to do that, I'm going to make it a little bit harder by being $3.99 a month as a paid member. People are not going to do that to spam me. That's why. Okay. Aside from that, you're really supporting the growth of my YouTube channel, and it's allowing me to stop completely doing private coaching and only focusing on doing tutorial for you, where you don't even have to be part of my VIP coaching. You are going to get every single thing live right here. So yes, eventually both of my channel will be paid YouTube member only. I'm just getting a lot of spam, and you guys can feel it in here. When I rewatch the replay, I'm like, I know you're not real, okay? And I see them start spamming and all that. I like to keep my data clean. Alrighty. Vargas, I got an offer from Amazon a couple of days ago. Thank you so much. Yay! Yay! Thank you so much. My child on the corner gives you a thumbs like this. Thank you for coming in and sharing with me. If you haven't already, please remind me on LinkedIn so that I can send you a Facebook invite to my alumni group. Okay? Thank you for coming in. Any tip that you guys can share with the community, those who are Amazonian, I know who you are, and who just landed a job offer that has worked for you, do tell us. Okay? I'm going to wrap this up with my final thought, and which is, guys, I know that many of you, many of you who are part of my YouTube community has Amazon interviewed. A lot of you guys have reached out from the recruiters and you are either in the phone screen stage or the final stage, when I mention that you are not ready, it's because you tell me that you are not ready. And I want you, thank you, Purple Sparkle. Listening is key. I spend so much time, a year and a half to be specifically, and made so many different playlists, including Fail Amazon Job Interviewed, where I'm helping you identify where you have failed and what you need to do. And you ain't watching it. Okay. I have every single video to help you on the most key component and template to help you create your story, like your career failure, your most innovative thing, invent and simplified. It goes on and on and on. Okay. And you guys are not even watching it. I know you haven't seen it because you're asking me the same question. It's there. It's right there for you. This session is free. You need to come here every single Tuesday and join. Click the join button for my Friday. I need to look at your LinkedIn profile before I prep you, especially when I'm reviewing your story, so I know where you're coming from. Okay? And with the correct LinkedIn branding and resume branding, that's how you're able to turn that into storytelling. And if you don't even know how to create your resume, you're not even sure, that is what my branding is for. It's discounted, by the way. It's discounted. It is the LinkedIn and also my resume accelerator. It's digital course where I will support you inside my private Facebook group. If you purchase the resume accelerator, the LinkedIn part is free for my YouTube community, for thanking you guys for spending today with me. And I'm going to wrap this up. Be well. Please, 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 if you're not ready for your interview, just cancel the thing.